Here we go.
And 3, 2, 1, action. Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. We're breaking down a Green Beret movie that just came out, The Contractor.
Really did us dirty on this one.
They bent us over army style with no lube.
Mm-hmm. Big green weenie.
This movie is just not, it's not for us. We're not taking responsibility for this one. So when you think of Green Beret movies, I promise you that no one's going to think of The Contractor.
Just think of people on ODA 3, what was it?
It was
324?
324, yeah.
Oof.
They're probably like, man, fuck this.
I wonder if they signed off for this.
Oh, God,
they just
so
got
bad.
used.
I had high hopes. Like, I was really hoping it's going to be a good movie.
And then we pushed play.
And then...
All right, let's get into this shit
All right, let's
show.
do this. Chris Klein. Is that his name? Chris Klein?
Pine.
Chris Pine.
All right, just stop immediately. So for one thing, they're obviously in North Carolina, Fort Bragg.
Yeah, it says Fort Bragg, and he's in third group.
If anybody's ever been there, this is not North Carolina. There's no pine trees. It's not Fort Bragg, you could tell. I mean, which is one thing. That's fine. It's a movie. I get that. I don't understand why he's on this, like, hate run.
Yeah,
He's like angrily running and then hops this fence and goes to this random, like,
this hidden cabin
murder
in
shack.
the woods. It's creepy as fuck. Like, it's so creepy. And then he's like shooting up the juice. And as soon as he shoots up the juice, I was like, wow, that's kind of accurate. But I'm like, maybe he's downrange and he's, whatever. He's taking tests, all right? Newsflash. Some SF guys take steroids.
He's doing it for a noble reason. He's trying to stay on the team, which we'll get to in a bit.
All right, which we'll get to that. So they show him taking steroids, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then he's sleeping in like a hyperbaric chamber, which I think that's what the little chamber is that he's sleeping in.
It's very unclear.
Yeah, and
there's a lot in this movie.
You're just like,
unclear.
what the fuck? Instantly, you're like, why the fuck does anytime a special forces guy does some weird shit like that? That's the one you're like, you gotta watch him. Like, that motherfucker's been on one too many deployments. You know what I mean? Like, so he's going off in left field. You gotta reel him back in a little bit.
Bring him back in the circle.
Yeah, the minute you find out your bro has a secret fucking lair in the middle of the woods, you gotta reel his ass back in. Because that's one step away from doing some weird shit.
He never takes a shower in this whole movie. He's washing his head with water. He's spitting on his hands in the other part. He's got a sink full of hand sanitizer in the next one. Not once does he take a real shower.
He hates showers.
There's so many red flags for this guy.
I like that.
She's I like deep throat.
I got the...
Want to say hi to Dad?
Hi.
Yeah.
What do you got there? Oh, look at that.
That's you in the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And also the clouds.
He's been working on that all week for you.
That's incredible.
What the fuck?
I didn't pick this up the first time. Was he? So he's been gone. But then she's like, how's training? I guess he was away at a school or some sort of training.
No,
like
I think they consider training him going to his little wood cabin and doing steroids and sleeping in hyperbaric chambers. And then why is his son like scared of him?
I'd be scared of him too. Like, this guy's, I don't know. There's so many unanswered questions like right off the bat, and you think it's gonna get better or more clear.
Yeah,
it just piles on more shit. And you don't get any answers.
The son I don't know if they did it on purpose, but the son is like struggling with something.
Yeah,
like he's having this weird relationship with his dad. Like, is he a good dad? Is he a shitty dad? Because the son's like afraid to hand him the fucking drawing.
Hi, Dad.
I made it for a week. Is it good enough for you?
Hit me.
He's like, nothing's good enough. Wham! Like, gosh damn, what are you doing to that kid? This is just fucking awkward. And then now he's playing with him in the yard. Like, Dad, stop. He's so funny. I don't know what this was. He was holding on to his feet. I know you were on your weird mission in the woods.
I've done 4 combat rotations in 5 years with that lung, sir.
Relax, Sergeant Harper.
With that lung? So you got a lung issue?
Blood work came back filthy with stanozolol, nandrolone, phenylpropionate, and HGH.
Did you get any of
Yes,
those?
sir, medical
I
sergeant.
don't know what any of those are.
HGH. That's
Besides
funny.
HGH.
I wanted to stay on the team, sir. I wanted to stay.
I have
on the
no
team.
idea what your previous COs encouraged, but I won't accept that in my unit. Big Army recommended a revocation of your Special Forces tab, and although I disagree with your choices, I'm not going to do that. You're leaving the Army with an honorable discharge, but you're losing your benefits, which include your pension and health care. Dismissed.
Can you do an honorable discharge and then lose your benefits?
I don't know, but that's a big deal though. So like, he's losing his pension, so he's not going to get any retirement pay.
Yeah, and
he's
his
losing
health
all
care
his
bill.
medical. He's not going to get any health care from the VA. He's not going to get any kind of VA disability or anything like that. So basically, the last 15 years or whatever he's been in the Army is just a wash at this point, which is crazy because he walked in there having no idea. And then all of a sudden, it's just
He's
like, hey,
kicked
you
out of
lose
the Army.
everything, you're gone. And they get rid of him. It seems like almost like instantaneous.
Which that's not how it happens.
No.
First of all, you would pop hot for a piss test, and then you would have it's like a long drawn out process. One of the guys in our sister company popped hot, and I think he beat it. They wanted to take his tab, and they didn't even. He popped hot for like cocaine, and he said his roommate spiked his drink or something because they were fighting, and he wanted to get him kicked out of the military. So, whatever, I believe him because he's a great dude, but the process was lengthy, and then he fought it,
Yeah.
and then ended up winning. But they weren't gonna kick him out of the military and do any of that stuff. They were just gonna revoke his tab and send him to regular Army, which is already a huge hit. I mean,
Huge slap in the face.
Yeah, it's a huge slap in the face. So they're not just gonna be like, "You're fucked, bye." There's so many things you could do, and unless you've had just a horrible career and you've already had Article 15s.
I mean, there's a lot of especially for DUIs nowadays, they'll get rid of people. DUIs, domestic violence, unless you're an officer, which
They get away with a lot more.
get into that at a different time. There's another thing you get to learn about him in this scene too, because you get to see all the patches on his uniform. So he's a Halo guy. He's also got the dive bubble, which is pretty big. Looks like a CIB.
Oh, those are airborne wings with the jump master.
Okay, all right.
So his jump master wings, his free fall wings, his dive bubble, and his CIB.
Yep, Ranger tab, and he's obviously on the free fall team. So at least the uniform and stuff is accurate. So they had obviously some sort of advisors.
But the minute it's like they tried to use the Green Beret name for literally the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, now that we've done that, we can go off on our fucking Jason Bourne nonsensical tirade.
They paid a team guy in a case of beer to come there and do this, and then, all right, see you later.
Yeah, all right, now fuck off. We're going to completely divert
Get your uniform real quick.
100% away from the whole Green Beret thing. It was like they took Rambo, fucking Jason Bourne, and John Wick, and they're like, how do we fuck them all together and have a fucking sweet action baby out of all these that will hopefully start a franchise like John Wick? I don't even think the Beers and Breakdowns is gonna do good because this movie sucks so fucking bad. I don't think enough people watch this piece of shit movie to even watch the review
The
of
beer
this
and
piece of
breakdown will be
shit.
better than the movie.
I think it'll be more entertaining than this fucking movie. At least you'll know what's going on. If you guys haven't watched it, at least watch it. Just know that it's a comedy, not an action movie. And then you'll realize that it's better than you thought. This is where it's just weird. Look at him. He's sitting there crying, getting tattooed. He's like 7.
He got his Slayer shirt on. That looked like a team guy. The tattoo artist, he's probably the team guy that advised. And that's the worst fucking uniform I've ever seen. Happy birthday, Dad.
Why would you hand the fucking cashier guy the birthday card?
It was like a cheap way to put in that the dad was paying for the tattoo for his birthday. It's like, oh, here's money. You're going to get a tattoo, son. You're going to be just like your old pa. It's awkward.
Yeah, first of all, it's illegal as fuck to tattoo a fucking child. That's child abuse. So he should have went to jail. I got tattooed when I was 15, and my mom had to sign for it. So, and that was young as fuck.
Which one was it?
Which one do you think? That's obviously the one.
Pamela Anderson has that tattoo.
I know. Don't call me babe. I love that movie. It's a great fucking movie. She fucked that dude up when she kicked him right in the face when he called her babe. Everyone's got their triggers.
Which one do you think?
Oh, the bona fides?
Yeah. Oh, that was a good catch. Man, they got him a shitty room.
You paid me $50,000 up front. You put me in this fucking room.
I know. He's always sleeping too. You notice that? He fucking racks out like he was definitely in the army.
That's an SF guy
Yeah.
for sure. All right, you can stop. So if you didn't catch that, what that is what we call bona fides. He doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who he is. They're in a strange country. So he opens the door. He's been given a phrase that he's going to say to the person. And then if they respond with a certain phrase, then they know, okay, this is the person that I'm supposed to meet up with.
Right.
So he opens the door. He's like, hey, or he's like, did it take you more than 15 minutes to get here? And she's like, it only took me 8 or whatever it was.
Yeah. So that's the correct. If it's the correct answer, then you know.
Yeah.
So you guys be doing that for everyone going in special forces. You'll be doing that in small unit tactics. So every time you're in a patrol base, and people leave, and they're leaving at night to go, scout or to go whatever, they got to come back. Well, when they're walking back at you, you don't know who the fuck it is. You just hear people in the woods. So you need to be able to have a challenge and then have their response.
Yep.
And then that challenge and response needs to change all the time. So that way you could differentiate between friend and enemy in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night. Because the last thing you want is the fucking enemy walking up and you're like, oh, hey, man.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome to the fucking patrol base.
Yeah, like, did he see him?
Well, he did. So he did the recon.
Yeah, you could pause.
So he does the recon for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And he just happens to have one spot in the fence that nobody could see him. And he could just live there. And he could see the house. He could see the cars in the front. He could see everything. He could sit there and take pictures. It's the perfect fucking recon spot that ever existed.
For one man for 4 fucking days.
He's been just shitting all over himself. And
He's probably
pissing
just
himself.
like popping Adderall left and
Yeah.
right. Like, that's crazy to me.
And he is taking pills throughout the movie, but you don't know if
Yeah.
it's pain pills, if it's Adderall, like what he's doing. And then he passes out constantly, so it's probably fucking Adderall. But like he does a 4-day surveillance, which surveillance is super important. Like patterns of life, who lives in the house, what's his schedule like, all that stuff. But then they never use that intel because later on they just go to his work.
Yeah.
Straight to the airport.
Plane will be ready at Airfield Alpha.
We all know what one motivated radical can do, so let's cowboy up, get it done, and go home to our families. Giddy up.
Giddy up. Oh, it's his first shower.
Okay, that's where the wetsuit comes from. But why'd they hose him down like that?
Because he wouldn't take a shower.
They're like, oh, bro, you
You
stink.
stink, dude. We're gonna have to do this. That is weird. Like, why the pressure washer?
It's like they were gonna like decontaminate him, but then this guy puts his dirty fucking hat back on. And it's I don't know. That was weird.
But the whole thing is you don't know your mission set. So they said they have to go capture this dude, the scientist, and then call higher to get orders after that. So they don't know if they're gonna kidnap him. They don't know if they're gonna kill him. Why would you wait to give them the order once you got there? What is that doing? I want to know what the fuck we're doing so that way we could plan our exfil.
But also, why are they wearing wetsuits under their clothes?
I think they planned on going into that little pond and getting that for the exfil for the two.
No, the exfil plan was to get back in the van and just leave and go to Airfield Alpha.
Oh, that's right. Because then yeah, I don't
So
know. I don't know. And if you're
Again, they're like, how do we connect these dots?
yeah,
It's like, we'll spray them down with fucking pressure washer.
dude, this is like 10 fucking stoners just sitting around and be like, dude, we need to get him like swimming. Man. This is
Oh, the
hilarious.
nods.
The nods, like when it's completely lit. All right, we'll let the scene play.
I like this guy. He's like, whoa, what?
All right, so we're going nods down, and it's like so lit. It's like the middle of the fucking day.
Yeah. There's no need.
At first, I tried to stick up for him. I was like, oh, they probably just like low hanged him or got him high or whatever so they could see over him or see under him. And then as you look, like, nope, them tubes are straight over their fucking eyes. And then once they get inside and it's actually dark, they flip their nods up. Like, what the fuck?
Don't need these.
Don't need those anymore. I mean, it's always nice to keep your nods down. First of all, they have no counterweights. And I can imagine that those quad tubes are heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
And you have no counterweights. So it's like those things would be sitting on your nose like this, just giving you a fucking migraine. So 31s, we hold them down, but then you could hold them.
Rotate them out.
Rotate them out so you could see. So that way you could just whoop, and they're on. And then you don't have to find your fucking rhino mount and flip them up. Because that rhino mount has a button. So you have to take 2 hands to push the button and then flip your nods up.
Yeah.
So if you just have them down, you could foop, foop with one hand.
Looks like they got like all kind of shit on their helmets too. Lasers, maybe strobes on top. Looks like flashlights even. Maybe IR lights on top.
Yeah, they just started sticking shit. They're like, you don't have enough shit stuck to his
like,
helmet.
what's this Velcro for? I don't put some stuff on it.
And then they got Peltors on. But everyone's got suppressors. I don't even think I would run Peltors if we're all running suppressed. What's the point?
Well, for their comms, maybe.
There's 4 guys and they're all standing next to each other.
Oh, why are we trying to make sense of
I don't
this?
fucking know. Like, hey, Rusty, man. Yeah, him in that flannel. That's a tactical flannel.
Was ist los?
Oh. What the sauce?
Was that necessary?
No. Why did you muzzle thump him? Like, all he said is, what is this? And he said, doof. Like, ow, motherfucker.
Ouch.
Like, you saved the muzzle thump is an effective technique because it was going to hurt like a bitch. You're getting a muzzle slammed into your fucking chest. And it's a technique that we're taught. Like, hey, if someone start acting up, fucking muzzle thump them. But it's typically like to shock them, to get them to the center of the room, to get them to stop fighting. You know, if they're like grabbing or not listening, the guy was just standing there.
He was compliant. He was just shocked.
He was like, what is this?
What is this?
And then he waited for a sec even, and he was like, doom. He's like, ow. He was like,
He's like, it's a dick move, bro.
he's just being an asshole. Like, why did you muzzle thump him in the chest? It's such a fucking dick thing to do. It's just another one of those things where it's like, yo, the muzzle thump's very effective. I was like, all right, we'll make sure we do it then.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, guy, you forgot to muzzle thump him. He's like, oh, yeah. Wham! He's like, ow. So stupid, dude. Like, if you're trying to continue to flow past that guy and he's getting in the way and you're like, move, and he's not moving, fucking muzzle thump him, push him to the center of the room. 3 and 4 man could grab onto him. 1 and 2 man could flow into the next room. But he's the guy you're going for. All 4 of you are in there. There's just no reason to muzzle thump him in the
Just
chest.
all line up. Each one takes a turn.
You just start bullying him. Everyone walks through and starts slapping him in the face. Like, put your hand out. Whap! Loser. Stupid scientist nerd.
It's 9 o'clock.
Wow, dude.
How the fuck does she know?
This is when the wheels really super fall off this fucking movie. In what world did the directors of this movie think that this is okay? You're shooting cops. So when the guy gets hit, oh, he's down. Fucking good. You're the bad guy. You're shooting police officers. You're a piece of shit. Like, you're going to take, just because you were Green Berets or you were this, at this point, when you sign up and without hesitation, police roll up and you just start capping fucking police officers, you've crossed the line well into the dark side and you're a giant bag of piece of shit. And now we're supposed to, like, want him to succeed in this movie? I don't think he deserves to be smiling at the end of this movie with his children. He shot fucking like 10 cops. He's a cunt.
You know what I noticed from this? When they pulled up, it was a very American police siren.
About to say that the siren
Like,
sounds strangely American.
It's like, I don't think the German sirens sound like it. It's like,
Yeah, that's a good point. But just the fact that they're just like, oh, the cops are here, and he's so nonchalant about it, and instantly just starts tung 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 tung.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get in a shootout with the fucking police. I've been a cop before. Let me tell you something. Wherever there's one cop, there's more. And typically, how officers always win in a fight is that we just keep coming until eventually we have so many that nobody could beat us. That's why there's a lot of police officers. Unless you're in some fucking polka-ass town with one sheriff or something. Like, you're not going to get in a gunfight with cops and win. It's a wrap. So, to me, this is the point of the movie where it's like, you guys are fucking idiots. I can't believe that you tried to sell this as a Green Beret movie and then you have a Green Beret go start schwacking fucking police officers. At least the guy, you don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, right? He's a target. He's supposed to be a bad guy. But you know they're not bad guys. What's your excuse now? And then you kill your own guy. He shoots
her,
the chick in the head. Oh, she can't get captured.
Well, that was, what's his face? The guy with the flannel, right?
Well, fuck that guy too. Why can't she get captured? You're such an elite force that you don't have a backstory, you don't have paperwork, you don't have documentation. Like,
Yeah, right.
you don't have any kind of cover for why you're there. Or be like, oh, sorry, or even I was acting on my own, and so now she goes to jail. No, you got to shoot her in the face. Stupid. I hate that they even like attached it to Green Berets. Fucking pisses me off.
What's the next time?
Fucking stupid ass movie.
Nice house. You ever feel like reaching out? When I reach out, I break things. We all know the monster.
This guy's fucking acting is awesome. And it's unfortunate they put it in this movie. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
How's the steak?
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's one of the best actors in this movie.
So am I.
Like, finally you have a genuine moment. And then they shoot him in the fucking head. Pieces of shit.
You finally got something. We got
You get something.
good.
You're like, he's got a friend. He made a friend. This is genuine. This is good. This guy's nice. He took care of him.
I think it's crazy how this guy's been living in the woods by himself for 13 years. Finally let somebody in. And then
He gets shot in the dome piece.
fucking Rusty. At home with his flip phone. They cut the power. Yep, he's dead.
Did you really check his pulse? He got sniped in the fucking head.
Why did he just set his watch? Or start the timer?
I have no idea. Why did they cut the power and not have nods? All right, pause it.
Here we go.
These guys. So they sniped the dude in the head.
Yep.
And then they cut the power.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted blackout, right?
Yes.
But then they don't have nods. So now
Somebody
they're just as blind as the fucking dude inside. So cutting the power was stupid.
Look, forgot to put it on the packing list.
Yeah, just leave the lights on. If it's going to help you see just as much as it's going to help him see, why would you turn them off? The whole point of killing the lights is so you have nods and they don't. And then it gives you a tactical advantage. And then the dumb motherfuckers don't put anyone on the back door.
So 4 people. It's like we're all going in.
Yeah, I was like, what's the plan, boss? We're going to go into the front door, and he's probably just going to be eating dinner with his friend with the hole in his head.
We're going to turn the lights off.
We're going to turn the lights off, and he's going to be like this. Where am I? What's happening? Who's here? Mom? Dad?
I'm going to go in. I'm going to say, surprise, motherfucker.
I'm going to muzzle thump him in his chest. He's going to be like, fuck. We've all seen Family Guy, so he'll probably do that for like 3 or 4 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll hook him up, put some cuffs on his ass. Wow, that's a hell of a plan, Bob. You're fucking the man. All that tactical experience you got.
Oh, man.
Working as a fucking security guard at Bass Pro Shop. Do they have security guards at Bass Pro?
I'm sure there's at least one with a security guard.
We went to Bass Pro Shop today, and there was like 45 employees.
There's like 10 customers. And we were 3 of them.
Yeah, there's like fucking 5 employees for every customer.
It was crazy. It was uncomfortable.
Dude, it was weird.
It's like, I'm good.
It's like a cult in there.
Yeah.
And every time you walk, it's like 10 of them looking at you like, do you need anything? Like, I'd like to look at this without having 10 fucking eyes staring me down. I feel like this is a porn shop and you're watching like fucking kids walking in. You know, like, don't fucking touch that one. Remember the gas stations where they had the porn?
No.
Gas stations, you know the magazines when they had the...
The fucking gas stations where they have the porn.
Hey, maybe it's just in feeling.
I grew up in the same city you did, bro.
The magazines with the, and then they had the magazine rack, and then they had the ones with the porn, and it said 18 on it.
Got a $5 on pump 2, and you get the Ebony Pride or whatever the fuck they're called. We go to the gas station when we get done.
Yeah, and find that porn magazine so I could sit totally. Just so I could say I told you so.
Fill up, all right. Disarmed him.
He shot back like 7 feet.
It's a cure to a virus these fuckers want to release so they can make billions off people suffering.
I can't get out the Batman out of my mind now.
Yo, Thomas.
Fucking live with yourself.
Why did he turn into Batman? He hasn't talked like this the whole time. I swear to me. Why was he coming after us? And then he hits this guy in the face in the eyeball with his pistol. All that tactical experience and you can't fucking move?
Well, also all that, and he just came with a fucking pistol.
Yeah, like you knew you were gonna get in a gunfight. Why would you just bring a Glock? At least he's got kid armor.
Yeah, I know, he stopped and got everything. The other guy's like, I'm good, I got my Patagonia jacket.
He's like, I'm gonna die today. He does have a good setup with his rifle though.
What's he got going on? I couldn't even tell.
He's got just a nice little red dot, the suppressor, the nice foregrip that I would use. It's just it's a clean,
good
no
back
nonsense
change.
Setup. We always got to be fist fighting. All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed. I'm so happy to end this.
So
I just want to
bad.
end this fucking movie. That was The Contractor. I had high hopes for this movie. I was like, fuck yeah, it's a Green Beret movie. Chris Pine's done some good shit before. He's going to do us right.
No.
Not even fucking close. This is one of the worst movies I have seen in a long time.
That was a waste of time. It was a huge
Super waste of
disappointment.
time. It didn't make any sense. They tried to be a little John Wick. They tried to be a little Jason Bourne. They failed at. They tried to be a little fucking. They even took the guy from Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
They're like, he's made a successful war movie. He understands.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
there's nothing he could do with this fucking shitty ass script and this stupid storyline that makes no fucking sense.
It's just bad all around.
Terrible.
They should have shit canned this way before they put this out.
What the whole point, like that first 10 minutes of him being Green Beret has nothing to do with the whole movie.
Right. Yeah.
All they had to do was like a quick pan of him in uniform, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, he was prior special operations," and then that would justify his supposed fighting skills. Dude, could you imagine that? Like someone coming up and you're just like a Green Beret, like, "Oh, he's gonna do something sick." You're just like, and he's like,
"Oh fuck!" Ow, dude.
Why, dude? You hit me so hard. I think you broke my nose.
This movie sucks. It's just dumb. Don't watch this one. Not worth it.
That director could suck a fat one. Bye. Have a wonderful time. What is that?